ever been asked the question, are you creative? I remember as I traveled throughout North America, teaching creativity and innovation in innovative thinking workshops, that I would pose that question right at the beginning of every workshop. And here's what's interesting. I'd start out by saying, okay, how many of you honestly believe that you're creative? And then probably about 1/4 of the room would raise their hand. Then I'd ask, okay, question number 2. Now, everybody listen carefully because this is hugely important. Question number 2. How many of you were kids? Oh, of course, everybody would raise their hand. Now, I have to say that when I was in Seattle and most of the room was packed with Microsoft folks, everybody really did raise their hand on the first one. But here's the thing. There's quite a misunderstanding about creative thinking and being creative. Guess what? If you were a kid, you are creative. The question is, what have you done with your creativity since you've been a kid? That's the question. You know what? We grow up going to school, learning how to do things, and sometimes our creativity gets squelched. And then we get to corporate America, and we're sitting in a meeting, and then someone says, okay, let's come up with ideas. And everybody looks there like, deer headlights. Here's the thing. If we can tap into that creative genius that we had as kids, imagine what we could do in our workplaces today. Imagine if every single employee believed they were creative and had a creative process to be able to think through generating ideas in a way that they could actually demonstrate to themselves and even surprise themselves. Yes, I am creative. We are creative in ways we don't even recognize. And here's what's interesting. You know that HR phrase, employee engagement? Well, guess what? Having a creative, innovative culture engages employees. You can't help but be engaged because guess what? Your mind, your heart, your spirit, everything about your emotions have to be engaged when you're in the creative process. Even your subconscious mind when you're sleeping at night. Have you ever woke up in the middle of the night and had that brilliant idea? It's like your mind woke you up and said, okay, write this down because this is really important. That's how wonderful and fun creative thinking actually can be. And if we can infuse that into every corporation, maybe not in the accounting, we don't necessarily want creative accounting, but in every other part of our organization, as a part of team cultures, to think, yes, let's come up with ideas. Ideas are just ideas, and not have managers say, oh, we've done that before or that won't work. Come on, we don't know that. I love helping companies think not from a puddle, but from a reservoir. Because that's what it's like when you learn how to think creatively. It's fun, it brings out your passion, it brings out your spirit, and it's inspiring, and it nurtures. You know, by the way, inspire means in spirit, spirit activated. It is a fun way to work. So creativity is a very important part of every organization and every department. It loosens up your thinking. And you may say, oh my gosh, I could have thought of that and I didn't. We've got to loosen up our thinking. We've got to have more fun at work. And I got to say, creative thinking is the gateway to unlocking talent and unlocking your ability to grow your company, even process improve in ways that you never thought of before.
If you found this clip useful, please remember to like and subscribe for more. You can also visit us at multifamilystudios.com to view full episodes of our latest and greatest shows and interviews.